Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is focused on questions that you may consider asking during either a college fair or an information session, because maybe you aren't even sure that you have these questions in your mind to begin with, and then later on during your application process you realize, man, I wish I would have asked this back when I met with the admissions person. So these are just kind of ideas of questions that you could ask, and maybe you can grab a couple of them and ask them to the admissions person that comes visit your school or that you meet at the college fair. So the first 10-ish questions are going to be focused on admissions and the admissions process at that particular school. And then the last 5 or so are going to be focused on just academics or regular different things that don't necessarily have to do with the admissions process specific to that college. Make sure that you don't, if you're in a group setting, make sure that you don't hog the information session by asking all of these questions or multiple questions, but simply pick the ones that relate to yourself and ask those. So the first question that you can ask is, what are the acceptance rates for students who apply early decision as opposed to students who apply regular decision? That's if you're considering applying early decision to that school and they tell you that early decision they accept 40% of people and regular decision they accept 10% of people, then you know what to do. You can also maybe ask, if you're wondering, if more than one student from the same high school applies, does that play for or against a specific student, or does it not matter? So if you and your best friend are both applying to the University of Delaware, do they look at each one of you separately 100%, or do they look at you as, well, they went to the same high school, but this one has 3 more APs than this one, so we're not going to accept this one? You know, just if you want to ask that question. You can also ask, how important is blank in the admissions decision? So that blank can be filled by GPA or leadership positions or class rank. You can also ask, how does having a part-time job affect your application? You can also simply say, are your admissions need blind? When they're need blind, it means that they don't look at whether you need financial aid or not, so they don't look at whether you're going to need it or not. They just look at you as just academically and as an applicant, regardless of your income. You can ask them, in your opinion, what makes for an excellent college application essay? Maybe they'll give you some helpful tips that you can include with the ones that I share in my How to Have a Great Statement essay. So, personal statement essay. There's some great tips. If you're interested, you can ask them whether they look more favorably upon a student who is very well-rounded or a student who kind of has chosen to specialize in a certain talent and hone that through the whole 4 years and maybe not focus so much on different aspects of involvement. So for example, let's say that you're a dancer and you practice 20 hours a week and you do 3 major shows per academic year, then you can ask them, you know, would it play against me that has basically been my only extracurricular aside from community service? That could be a good question to ask, and it could answer a very real question. You can ask them who they recommend for you to ask for a recommendation letter, even what their ideal applicant looks like, and compare that to yourself. You can also ask them what are some common mistakes that they see in applications. And then the next 4 questions are questions that are kind of more all over the place, that have to do with either what you did during high school and not necessarily how things are going to affect you in the admissions process. So the first thing is, are there particular courses or classes that they like for their applicants to have taken during high school? And then if they say yes, we like for them to take 4 years of so-and-so, 3 years of so-and-so, blah blah blah, and you haven't, then you can ask them, well, what if I haven't taken them? Will that basically mean that I have no chance of getting in? You can ask them how heavily they weigh SAT or ACT scores, or if they look at standardized testing as a big component of the application. You can also ask questions that have to do with the specific major that you intend to go for, or if you're going to apply as undecided or you're not sure, you can ask them if applying as an undecided major or undeclared will affect you negatively for what your chances are of acceptance. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys, and thank you for watching my videos and staying subscribed. And if you haven't, subscribe for updates and new videos. Bye!